Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
That's right, and not only heroes, but also adventure survivors and my fellow YouTubers. So welcome back. We're right after character creation with our Paladin playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker, and so we're going to dig right into the story. From what I understand, a lot of this is going to be voice acted, so I'm going to let the voice acting do its thing. We're going to go through, we're going to hit all of the story elements that we can find, talk to all the NPCs, and kind of really let the RPG elements really play out in this. So if you're not into that sort of thing, well, guess what? There's a million other things you could be watching instead, but that's what we're going to do this time through. So dig in, get ready, and here we go.
Where are they? This is taking forever. They didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
Sounds like a very classy lady.
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
Alright, so Pathfinder has its own setting, and there's a lot of different pieces of information. I've never actually played the Kingmaker module itself. This is actually a module, by the way. Modules in D&D are like pre-made adventures that you can find. So if you go on the internet, you're going to be able to find the entire plot to this. I have never played it. I've never read it. So hopefully this is all going to be really exciting new stuff for me. If you are interested in spoilers, though, the internet's filled with them. But also, look at that. Looks like you can get some of the lore by just mousing over the letters when they're green like that. So I'm going to put them on the screen. I'm not going to actually read them out. But if you want to read them, you can pause it and take a look at that.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
We got a Barter over there. Definitely like this isometric, old-school RPG feel.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Salimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
She did not say Jumanji.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
I like these guys' sideburns and a monocle. That is a great look.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the stolen lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder.
That does seem awfully generous.
Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
We're going straight for the heads, huh? Okay, there's a whole team of us. Who exactly will receive the Baron's title?
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
Will you now, Tartuccio? Come on now.
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
Okay there, Eeyore. Jesus.
If I may please answer the question.
Okay, so she's waiting for us all to die down and look to her.
We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
Well, it is interesting, since she doesn't seem to care who is the Lord, just so long as it's not the Stag Lord. And considering how Dushosio over there is talking, it seems like good and evil is not necessarily important.
That's a good point. As I see it, this Stag Lord already holds power over the region with confidence. Many noble bloodlines were started by bandits who just got lucky, weren't they?
Perhaps because we do have standards to maintain. This room has seen many celebrations of adventurers, and even those who just got lucky. But giving a noble title to a bandit lord? That's one thing that's never happened here, and it won't while I still breathe.
That's right. You'll never get to be anything with me in charge. Okay, let's see. You're helping us found a barony. What do you gain from such generosity? That is a good question. It does seem like she's just looking for a puppet state, someone to control, right?
Don't ask stupid questions. Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why, that's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around, or whatever it is you do.
Just by the length of your eyebrows alone, I know I don't like you. And look at this little douchey little, goatee thing. You don't even have a chin. I bet you like Nickelback.
Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar,
And I am.
using you as a front, well, please know that these concerns are unfounded.
Like that she goes right
Let's
to what
just
my
say
fear
that
was.
we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with, not bandit gangs and monster hordes.
It does feel a little bit on the nose, though. Like, you're worried about me puppeting you? Yeah, I'm not going to puppet you. Right? Whatever, though. It is kind of a good point. You don't want to deal with monsters and stuff. Okay. Wow, this sounds like this question is definitely not needed. Like, I'm giving you an entire empire. Is that all I get?
And what reward would you seek beyond a noble title and your own lands?
We'll absorb the costs of preparing and equipping your expeditions. Once you return victorious, Restov will also allocate you a significant sum to provide financial support for you to establish your country. Essentially, we'll help you build your capital. I hope such a reward is satisfactory.
Yeah, I thought that seemed like looking the gift horse in the mouth.
Words. Significant, financial. I can't fill my belly with pretty words.
This is like every single RPG moment I've ever had. There's always one player at the table who's just like, oh, can I hit something with a sword, please? That's her Amari. Or Amiri? Amiri.
Of course. There will also be an official banquet held in your honor.
Well, that changes everything.
All of Restov's high society will gather to celebrate your feat.
Now you're talking.
Simple lady. All right, well, I think everything is clear as day. Let's move on.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Woohoo!
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet, go, and return in triumph.
And when half of you don't return, well, I didn't pay you up front, did I? Ha 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 ha! Yeah, okay, well, we'll end our dialogue.
Hi,
All right.
my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson?
Oh, yeah, we sure will. Hey, just wait. We've plenty of great feats in store.
I have no doubt. Kind of related, I wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is Barons wear.
Seconded.
Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader.
Yeah.
When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
Ooh. Yeah, I think she's proposing to us here. See, wait, a book?
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly?
Well, you do sing well.
And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way.
Well, okay, we got some options here. We can be like, hey, Tartuccio's cool. Which, that's not true in the least bit. What about that barbarian? She looks pretty heroic. I think her name is Amiri. Yeah, that seems kind of like the nice thing to say. Like, hey, somebody else is cool. Or we could say, not a bad plan. It's settled then. I'll accomplish the feats and you'll write them down. Yeah, let's be a little full of ourselves.
Deal.
All right.
All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
All right, all right, all right. All right, well, let's see if we can actually talk to anybody. Okay, that's how quests come in, it looks like. Looks like she's starting to write a story about us already. Interesting. So, okay, Lindsay's journal. Oh, that's cool. So, that's going to be how that gets stored. We got spell book, which we don't have any spells yet. But it does... Oh, okay, so concentration's part of the game. Got our character sheet you've seen before. And inventory screen. Looks like we got a couple torches. And we got scale mail. Okay, it's alright. Look at that sword. Yeah, baby. Great sword. I agree. Got a potion already? Okay, that's more than I expected. Alright. Let's talk to this guy. Tomorrow our glorious journey begins. Are you ready? I hope so. Rest of that dialogue. I don't need layabouts on my team. Douche. Finally, I can't do her voice at all. I can't wait to set out. Adventures. Generic people probably don't have anything to say. Okay. Oh, what's that? Large map of Ravoy and its surroundings dotted with numerous cryptic marks and notes. Anything else in the corners? Doesn't look like it. Generic people. Oh, yeah. Depression dwarf. Let's go. This expedition is surely doomed. Yeah, the guy that heals definitely should not be that lame. Oh, holy cow, we actually have lesser restoration right off the bat. That's awesome. Alright, well, let's go down here and see what happens.